Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I'm your host, Saheem the Dream.
With your boy, the protege, Jay
We got an audience. Jay McMahon.
What up, dope?
Time to bring the pain.
For
Night of
sure.
Champions is tomorrow. And I think we all know what will be happening at Night of Champions. Let me just go through the card real quick so we can get this out the way. Go through. I can hear you. Go through the card real quick. So, first match we have up for Night of Champions. Again, I'm sorry if you guys are joining us. If you guys are joining us, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, drop a comment in the comment section below, chat with us, have some conversation with us, talk with us, and get this whole wrestling thing popping, baby. Becky Lynch versus the Night of Champions card. They were talking about adding what's his name, LA Knight to the card and potentially giving him a match. Of course, it's going to be a squash match. He's going to be going over because the Saudis love LA Knight, and he's supposed to be the new big thing.
Yeah,
he wants to push. He's rumored to take the whatchamacallit, what is the win the Money in the Bank briefcase. We don't know who he's going to take the title off of if he wins, but I'm assuming it will be Seth or whomever. I'm assuming it's Seth. If not Seth, it might be whoever beats Roman, which would be, I'm assuming, Cody. Or it might just be one of the Usos. Who knows? Or maybe even Solo Sikoa. Who knows? Right? But let's get to the card at hand, and we can talk about that later. So we have Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. We have Bianca Belair versus Asuka, Rhea Ripley versus Natalya, Gunther versus Mustafa Ali, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Roman and Solo Sikoa, Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's the card. However you want to throw it out, Jay. Wherever you want to start.
Let me talk to you. Yeah. I don't know. This card is not really jumping out at me. I'll be at work tomorrow, so I probably will try to catch it here and there. But I don't. Yeah, like I mean, yes and no. It's interesting to see what's gonna happen with Roman or the tag title to match.
Right.
Not really interested in Brock and Cody. I'm a huge Cody fan, but I'm not a big fan of it. But I saw a video. I think Sean sent it. Well, he shared it, and Cody is in Saudi right now, and for the press conference, yeah. So the crowd loves his theme music. I'm commented, like Kingdom is WWZ's Judah. The crowd loves his Cody song. They sing it. Just like AEW does with Jericho's Judah. But yeah, I'm not hype about the match. And what's the third main event? I know it's the tag match, Cody and Brock.
So the order of so it's Cody, it's Brock, and it's
and in the title match, Seth and AJ.
Yep, tag title match. Yep.
Okay.
So so you're not excited about the Cody match. I'm just so the Cody match, as far as Cody and Brock, I guess I think we all kind of know. I think this might be a squash match. If Cody wins over Brock, it would be great for storytelling. I think it'd be interesting. If Cody wins over Brock, I'll be kind of surprised. I feel like they were building to, or the build for this match is to make Cody look weak, not to make him look weak, but make him look a little bit more defenseless against Brock. You have a 265-pound Brock Lesnar. who can lift well over, 300 or something pounds easily, bench 300 and something pounds easily without a problem, you know. So the big bad booty daddy has joined us. So you have a Brock Lesnar, who is well in shape, in size, and you got a Cody Rhodes who's smaller in size significantly, and not as strong as Brock Lesnar. So I guess the expectation would be is that Cody Rhodes will lose this match. I'm happy because I just want to see how things play out and how they turn this story around to whereas he now faces Roman. Roman is going to celebrate. Roman's at his 999th day today. It's expected for him to show up on SmackDown, I believe, next week, or I think Raw. I guess they announced it, but I believe it's SmackDown. He's supposed to
SmackDown.
SmackDown, right? He's supposed to show up, and he's going to be celebrating his 1,000-day, well, his thousandth day reigns as champion. And I'm just waiting to see how the story kind of unfolds and how they unpack because we can see that they're building for the destruction of the bloodline. We see them crumbling right now. So I'm just trying to see how is Roman gonna lose the belts? Who's going to be the person? And I still believe I should be Cody. But that's what I'm excited about concerning the Brock Lesnar match, to see how this story plays out, to how they connect Cody back to Roman. How does it fall back to Roman? How does Cody get back to Roman?
Well, to answer dismay, Cody will lose tomorrow. And obviously he's wounded. He's the underman, and it's gonna be like, okay, well, he tried the oh my God, could Cody do it? He has heart, but he just don't have enough to do it. And then they're gonna build for the rematch, possibly at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cody's probably gonna come out and constantly ask Brock for a rematch and tell him he was injured and it wasn't fair and blah blah blah. So I believe that now to touch base on the story. I mean, the bloodline storyline, as you said, that's gonna be fire. I like the fact that Jimmy is being like, "Don't disrespect me, Romy." Like,
Right.
I don't know who you talking to.
I'm not your bitch.
Yeah, like, you know what
You
I'm
don't back
saying?
that Jay. That's
And
that
Jay's
Jimmy.
trying to like, yo, chill. Let's just keep it calm. But
Yeah.
Jimmy's like, nah, I ain't with all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I actually like that. As
Yeah.
Sean would say,
Uh-huh.
long-term storytelling.
Right. Long-term storytelling is definitely important because the payoff in the end is so much more significant, and that's what we all been asking for a long time. Not these not just giving long-term storytelling to one superstar, but giving it to multiple superstars, and we're seeing it happen with multiple people. And um I I'm just saying. Well, SmackDown. Well, touching on the bloodline. So at the end of SmackDown, we seen that friction started to. We see the friction is starting to build a little bit more. It was first it was with Jay, now it's with Jimmy. So when the friction builds on aligns with those two, that's when that destruction is going to happen. Because first it was Jay, now it's Jimmy, and when they both get in sync, that's when we're gonna have that full on explosion or implosion of the bloodline.
Right.
I think my thing is I well my mindset is this. I think that they may actually or potentially uh cost Roman the belts
I think so.
at
I,
Night of
I,
Champions.
I feel like they're gonna try to help, but then it's gonna come to a situation where um Roman's gonna ask for a chair. He's gonna ask Jimmy to help him cheat, and Jimmy's
Mhm.
gonna turn his back on him like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Roman's gonna feel disrespected, and we'll see the storyline play out. Again on SmackDown.
See, that's what I was thinking. Or they could, or Roman and Solo Sikoa could win the belts and further build some more friction with Solo Sikoa, Roman holding the titles, Roman throwing it in their face. I got done what you guys couldn't get done. Bringing the titles or keep bringing the title. Well, I brought the titles back to the bloodline. Well, bringing the titles back to the bloodline and throwing it in their face, kind of belittling them, and then Jimmy and Jay in that place. Because personally, I'll be honest with you, I would prefer to see Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa against the Usos more than I want to see the Usos go against Sammy and Kevin for the belts. Though creatively, they may say that pushes Sammy and Kevin out of the picture and makes it so center focus on a bloodline. Personally, I think like why not? Like why not make it focused on just the bloodline going against each other? Why not make it that way?
So I have a question.
But yeah.
So if Roman and Solo do win, can we officially take the name that Ant gave to Kenny Omega? And can we officially call Roman
Thanos?
Roman O'Thanos?
Roman O'Thanos.
Roman O'Thanos. This guy will be walking around with. Yo. If he wins, he'll be walking around with 4 belts. That'll be the most titles worn on any WWE champion in history. The most was 2. And that was Kurt Angle with the Intercontinental European title, Seth Rollins with the WWE Heavyweight Championship and the United States Championship, Ultimate Warrior with the World Heavyweight Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, even though he only had it for the day, that night, I should say, and had to relinquish
WWF and European title.
Yeah. So who had the WWF and European title? Nah, he only had the WWE title and he only had the Intercontinental and European title.
And Jericho when he unified.
European at the same time?
He only had the European and Intercontinental.
Brett, when he beat Brett, yeah, he gave the belt to Hunter. Yeah.
Triple H and Triple H winning the World Heavyweight Championship and Intercontinental Championship.
The 2-man power trip with Austin and Triple H.
Right. Funny thing about Triple H is when he won that title off of Kane, if you watch that match, he never walks down the ramp with the title. He just wins the title. He wins the match, unifies the title, and just walks off with his belt. Like he just discarded the Intercontinental like trash. Like such disrespect for that title. Like he didn't even go for the title.
Hold on, wait a minute. We are forgetting Becky 2 belts. We're forgetting Sasha and Bailey.
Sasha and Bailey. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm sorry. So Sasha and Bailey. No, yeah, Sasha and Bailey. Yeah, Sasha and Bailey, right? Sasha and Bailey. That was 2 belts. They had 2 belts. And Chris Benoit, Edge. Chris Benoit was World Heavyweight Champion and had the tag titles alongside Edge, with Edge holding the Intercontinental titles, right? Chris Jericho having the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and Heavyweight Championship. Triple H having the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and Heavyweight Championship. But he would be the guy who held the most titles. Like we only got 2. Like we only seen a champion hold 2
outside of Kenny. We forgot about Kenny.
Kenny is outside of Kenny. But Kenny's not associated in the WWE family. Those titles are significant in stature, but as far as in the WWE universe, you can't count them in. But he'll be the guy who'll be holding on to the most belts at one time. That would be ridiculous. That's never done. Do you think Roman's gonna win?
Oh no.
No.
I mean, I agree with you.
Not gonna let them win.
Say what?
Usos are not gonna let them win.
Well, Jimmy's not gonna let him win. Jay can care less. Well, Jay acts like he can care less, but eventually Jay's gonna talk Jimmy like, Jimmy's gonna talk to Jay like, yo, listen, we not, you know what I'm saying, like we're the tag team. You know what I'm saying? Then the fact that Roman dedicated their victory to the Wild Samoans, but then Sammy and Kevin dedicated their win to the Usos.
Right, and it's quite evident we know who the greatest tag team of all time is.
And Jimmy did say he is the tribal chief of this tag team division. So,
though I would debate that the greatest tag team of all time is the New Day. I would debate that because of what they've accomplished.
Okay.
Magnificently. Like, they held down Monday Night Raw for 3 years. They were like the hottest thing for 3 years out of any other superstar, any other group for 3 years. Kofi managed to win the world title. Big E managed to win the world title. They broke the Legion of Doom's record for having the longest tag team reign in WWE history. So, the Usos wound up breaking that record with the SmackDown championships, I think. They broke the Usos. They broke New Day's reign. So, my thing is like, but anyway, I digress. But we do know that they are the GOATs at this. We do know that they're the GOATs. But the fact that Roman said what he said, total disrespect. And he did that intentionally, of course, to stir us. But I would love to see them interfere. I think this is what I wanted to say. The thing is that it's so crazy because when you look at every match on the card, we all kind of know or feel like we know where every match is going. So it's just based on every match is really being a good match, but we don't know where the bloodline match is going to go. We know Seth is going to win the title. We pretty much all are predicting that Seth is going to win the title. AJ Styles, I don't know if you guys are privy to this information, but AJ Styles was on a talk show, or he did an interview recently, and they asked him about the World Heavyweight title, and they asked him how he felt about the belt, and he said, they asked him, do they think that title is a secondary title? And he said, yeah, it would be. It's a secondary title. He said, you have the World Heavyweight Championship, you have the Universal title, and then he's like, you have the WWE Heavyweight Championship, Universal title, and then you have the World Heavyweight Championship. And he said it would be considered secondary, like he gave his opinion on it, but he considered the title being a secondary title. So I don't know if that interview kind of puts him out of the considerations of being the person to go over on Seth. But we all kind of know that Seth is going to be the person that's going to win the title. From what I heard, that Seth is still pegged to win, even though he's supposed to be filming Captain America, New World Order, as the Serpent King or something like that, the Serpent Man or whatever. But anyways.
Yeah, he's basically playing himself.
Yeah, right. Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah. He needs to go back to that gimmick. He needs to return to the Monday Night Messiah once he wins the belt. That would be dope.
I agree. I agree with AJ. It is a secondary title because if you got to create a belt, you know what I'm saying, just because one guy has a chokehold on it. It is a secondary title. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like.
But I it's gonna be the workhorse title though.
I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah, you know what?
Seth is gonna be putting on the best matches on every card. So
yeah, and as I was talking aside, like I definitely feel like the AJ and Seth match potentially has the potential to steal a show.
Yeah, and then you gotta look at it like he say long term storytelling, right? Now they go back to the Survivor Series format for one night only, that champion versus champion. We're gonna have Seth and Roman.
Yeah, but truth of the matter is that the Universal title will always be this. The Universal title was always secondary to the World Heavyweight Championship.
Right.
The World Heavyweight title was always secondary to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, because now the World Heavyweight title would have been equal. Truth of the matter is, really technically thinking about it, it's not really secondary. I'm gonna say why. Because really just thinking about it, right? WWE acquired. Is that a boo? WWE acquired WCW. They acquired the business, so they can. So when you look at the you look at the United States title, you look at the list of reigns. They actually include the reigns that started in NWA to WCW to WWE. They don't start from WWE and up. The funny thing about it is with the World Heavyweight Championship, they only do that with that title, which they probably shouldn't have done that with that title, being that they recontinued it in WWE. But the World Heavyweight title is like it's acquired by WWE. It's WWE's property now, which which WWE owns. So anybody who holds that title is still part of that same lineage. Even though when you look on Wikipedia and you look on like the history books, like they don't show it connected to the same lineage, but it is still the same title. So I mean, it goes in the likes of Flair, Goldberg, the great Goldberg. Get down.
The great Goldberg.
The great Goldberg.
The great Goldberg.
The great Goldberg. I don't know why I hate Goldberg, man. Goldberg is the man. Well, he was the man. Goldberg was a guy, man.
You're absolutely right. Man. He is a man. I mean, I wouldn't say
he's not the man. He's not. I mean, he's not what he used to be, but what he was great. Okay. So, the thing is that. But my point is that you can connect the lineage. The lineage is still relevant. So it won't. So you can't. So technically, it's not a second belt. I mean, it kind of still is, right? Because it's WWE's title is still the highest title. I mean, whatever. But depends on how you look at it. This is my point. My point is depending on how you look at it. You can look at it as a secondary title, but personally, if I had to choose World Heavyweight Championship or WWE title, I would choose the WWE title every time.
Okay.
Get down. It's my personal.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I do feel I guess if there was a pecking order with the titles, the world title would definitely be the highest ranking because of the fact, like you said, lineage, and then it has history. Then the Universal would be second tier because it was there longer, and this world title would be, the third tier as far as champions. Then you can argue whether which one is more the Intercontinental. I feel like Intercontinental, then US. As far as singles titles, I feel the US is probably like the lowest of all the titles.
Yeah.
You think so? I don't know. I think Austin Theory, the way he defended that title, man.
I mean, well, see, we can't look at it from who has the title. We're looking at it from the title's lineage, you know what I'm saying? And Intercontinental is more prestigious than the US, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Now is Austin Theory putting on great matches? Absolutely. It's just all his matches, he's like being luckily winning. Now is based off of his character. But yeah, like I said, as far as lineage, I feel like the Intercontinental is a little higher than the US.
No, I definitely agree. Real quick, Lana 772 says, "Hi guys, what's up, Lana?
Lene, we need to get you on the show.
Lene, is it Lene? That's how you pronounce it, Lene.
Yeah, Lene.
Oh, my bad, Lene. You should have said something, Lene. Well, she can't say nothing because I can't hear her. She said not Roman and Drew. She said not Roman and Drew to be hitting 40. They're about to be hitting 40.
Speaking of that, I really had a not to segue, but I'm about to be 40 next year, and it's crazy. I don't even want to think about it.
Well, think about it because you're about to be 40.
No, I don't want to.
Let it go, Jay. Let it go. Let your 30s go.
Let your 30s go, Jay.
Let it go, baby. You about to join the 40-40 club. Man.
I
You
know.
about to join the naughty 40 club, baby. Let it go, Jay. Let it go.
Yo, it's a great weekend though. Yo, we got Night of Champions tomorrow afternoon. Then Double or Nothing on Sunday.
Oh, whoa. You got.
Oh, wow.
We also got a Battleground tomorrow night.
What's tomorrow night?
Battleground
Tomorrow night, NXT.
What the hell is Battleground?
I don't know if
It's
I'll be watching
NXT's
it.
pay-per-view. It's
NXT.
yeah.
They still working?
Yeah. So far you have. I mean,
A quarter. How much?
Carmelo Hayes and Brian Breaker for the NXT title. What's her name? Lakari Valkyrie. Versus Tiffany Stratton for the NXT Women's title. Those are the only matches I know, honestly.
Women's tag champs too, right?
The women's tag teams on SmackDown, so I don't think Alba Fire and Isla Dawn is defending them tomorrow.
I didn't think that place was still in business after everybody got drafted.
Lene, I could definitely tell you, to answer your question, I could definitely tell you I do not miss Drew.
Do y'all miss Drew? I miss Bray Wyatt more.
Not yet.
I miss Bray Wyatt. That's the one I miss. It's doing better. I'm not gonna lie. The show kind of doing better without Drew.
Yeah, it is. I feel, but so with these cuts coming, and I never want anybody to lose their jobs, but we were talking about it. Well, it was mentioned briefly in the group. Hit Row definitely needs to
they need to
step up their gimmick. Either that or you know what I'm saying, step up their gimmick.
Go.
And then Karrion Kross, like he's not. I just can't. I'm not following him. Like I don't know if it's his move set. His entrance is fire. Like you see his entrance, you'd be like, all right. But then after the smoke and mirrors, and he, you know what I'm saying, gives between those ropes, is like, all right.
He needs to go back to doing that time clock gimmick.
Yeah, something. And it might just be his move set. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something that he needs to change a turn to kind of like, you know what I'm saying, make that next turn because like I said, right now SmackDown doesn't really have, you know, new competitors for Roman outside, like we said, Edge, AJ, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see Karrion Kross at some point, you know, in some kind of title picture, but again, he has to get over with the fans and do something that's now. I mean, his promos and his backstage stuff, and like I said, his entrance is cool, but he just has to click in his in-ring ability to kind of like bring it full circle.
Yeah, the best thing I've seen him do in the ring was that T-bone suplex. Everything else, trash. I definitely agree with you 100% because we talked about this before, and yeah, like, you know, I've said it before too. Like his moves, not what works for me. Like that forearm to the back of the head, whatever. It's like I feel like that forearm to the back of the head needs to be something that's part of a devastating moveset. You know, a list or just, you know, a whole kind of sequence of better moves or interesting moves.
You know what I would do if I was Triple H? Or I'm sorry, if I was Karrion Kross?
What's that?
I would just take
if you say it, I promise you, if you say what I think you're about to say, I probably said the same thing in the house when I seen him wrestling AJ Styles tonight. Go ahead.
He needs to take Aleister Black's whole move set and just
okay.
Because I mean, I can see him pulling off Aleister Black's moveset. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I feel he can do it.
He could do it. No, he definitely could do it. Real quick. Lene says Karrion Kross get pinned by AJ Styles. Yeah, Karrion Kross. I mean, well, they got to build AJ for the match. But they probably still working on what they're gonna do with Karrion because I feel like they're still trying to figure out how to make him work because they thought he would work when he came back, and they're just like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's iffy, like how we feel iffy about it. Scarlett needs to do her own thing and not manage her fiance. I think she's pretty good with Karrion Kross. I'm gonna get to that real quick. I'm gonna get back to that. Lene. That's an interesting point.
Speaking of Scarlett, I'm sorry. Speaking of Scarlett, I eventually, I guess they're going to build a a match between Scarlett and Meacham. And speaking of Meacham, and you see Meacham and Candice LeRae has been added to the 2K23 roster.
Oh my God, Meacham. Is that Mia Yim?
Mia Yim, yeah, Meacham, Mia Yim. Yep.
Oh God, Meacham sounds like me too.
Who got added?
Mia Yim and Candice LeRae. They were added a day before the two sweep with Luke Gallows, the OC and what's her name, Tiffany Stratton. Now the OC entrance with AJ in that game is fire.
The OC and who the OC got on there with? I forgot. Taking too long with these DLC packs, man. I'm not gonna look at it. Now I want to know if they can give us that Bray Wyatt pack, man.
Yeah, I think they're gonna update the Bray Wyatt pack, but yeah, Pretty Deadly's also in that pack. I haven't used them. I've seen the entrance, but I don't plan on using them. But
are those the guys with the that show their nipples?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Okay. So. Right. Karrion Kross. I feel like Karrion Kross should take Taz's moveset or Kurt Angle's moveset.
Okay. I think I like Alice's better, but I mean I can see where you're going with
answer Linnea question.
But I mean, but either one will work.
To answer his question, they already said what they're gonna do with the Brawling Brutes. Butch is gonna turn heel and take back his Pete Dunne gimmick.
They need to do it fast. They need to probably do it after SummerSlam or before SummerSlam, but they need to do it fast.
Brawling Brutes is getting stale.
Very stale. Very stale. But I already said this, like Brawling Brutes, I mean, they were never really hot. I mean, they had some steam, but the best thing that ever happened with the Brawling Brutes was Sheamus's matches with Gunther. But I don't really contribute that to really Gunther. I don't contribute that really to Sheamus. I contribute that all to Gunther, like just him being in the ring with him as a performer. Like, you know, Gunther gets in the ring with Sheamus, he has a banger. Gunther gets in the ring with Drew, he has a banger. And then I seen, what was it, Raw this past weekend? I mean, this past Monday, he had that match with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. And it was like the match felt like the highlight of the show. Like it was a good match. Something about the match just felt different. And I'm just like, yeah, it's this guy. This guy's got something. He has something with him. So, you know, but you know, if the Brawling Brutes don't have that right now, you know, it's like we're watching him. It's like, why? It's like, you know, there's nothing really, you know, pulling us in that direction. She says, how do y'all feel about Hit Row wearing ski masks? I thought it was a nice touch. I thought it'd be a lot better if Swerve was there. But it's just like, you know, watching a group of guys who are still building their appeal, do something dope, but nothing great comes out of it because, you know, they're not going to really have a great match. They're not going to really give you like a great performance. So it's like, yeah, they did something dope, but they look dope, but it's just like, when you watch the match, you're just like, you know, it doesn't kind of really tug on you so much. But I thought it was pretty dope, though.
Yeah, I'm tired of Hit Row. I tried to support him, he look bad, man. I was 100%, but top, man. I don't know if this is a gimmick. I don't know what this guy is doing.
Yeah,
he needs to stop what he's doing, and I hope they don't have top dollar Michael Cole at SummerSlam. That's what it's looking.
Yeah, they're not the same without Swerve. We was talking about this before, like, yo, without Swerve was just that extra piece because you knew Swerve had the potential out of everybody to go solo. And when you have that kind of person in a group who can give you that solo run, you kind of like it kind of adds something extra to the group because you expect everybody else in the group to kind of step it up a little bit more. Lene says, "Who are y'all going for? AJ Styles or Seth Rollins?"
I
I don't
want AJ to win, honestly, and
really.
I actually want AJ to win, but
Why?
based off the vignettes, I mean,
The vignettes are ridiculous. We'll get to that though, but the
yeah,
vignettes
the
are ridiculous.
vignettes, and then the whole, what I'm saying, the interview with Seth, what I'm saying, the writings on the wall. But I kind of would like AJ to win because it would kind of like bring a little prestige to the OC, and I guess think it would kind of kickstart the OC versus the Bloodline because Roman will come out with his 1,000-day reign, and then AJ well, after Jimmy interrupts, AJ can come out like, well, I'm a champion too, so what up though? You know what I'm saying? So
That would be ideal. I'm gonna tell you why why I'm like, well, my thing is this one, Seth deserves the title. When Seth won that United States title, he was the only other person that after winning that title said, you know what, I want to US challenge that John Cena started. Second thing is I'm hating on AJ Styles hard body because he stole my boy's whole gimmick and he's running with it like he started it, and I ain't feeling that. I ain't feeling that. I don't like when people steal other people's joints,
so
and
this
they
is
turn
personal.
around. Huh? It's a little personal, a little personal. You stole my guys, you stole my whole guy's gimmick. You try to flip it and make it yours because you were part of something he did, and you just try to make it like a little, subsector of what he did. And it's like chill, G. Like chill. The other thing is that personally, if I had to choose between Seth and AJ, who I like more, I like AJ more. I do like AJ more than Seth. But as far as who I like more, but if I had to choose who I would put the title on, I'll put it on Seth because again, Seth deserves it. But the other thing is that the thing about Seth Rollins is that the vignettes, it's like he did the whole vignette, right? Like as if he's never won a world title before. Like he's never held championship gold. Like, oh, all my life as a child, I always wanted to be champion. I'm like, dog, you were champion like three, 4 times. What are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? Like, you was a double champion. You held a world title and a United States titles. What are you talking about? Like, you was champion like 3 times. And so he makes this whole interview, he does this whole, interview like he's never held a title. Oh, it was a childhood dream. And I'm like, dog, you were always like, dog, you were champion. You were champion more times than most of the people on the roster. What you talking about? And then so that kind of annoyed me. I felt like he should have did something a little bit different, something that kind of catered to his personality where he is right now. And he was like, oh, this is a good time for us and all this other stuff. I'm like, you mean good time for us? You mean good time for you? Because you're getting the title. We don't get anything out of this other than us seeing you as a fighting champion hold this title and go on and defend it a lot more often than Roman Reigns does. So the vignettes kind of was just like, I could have dealt without it. I felt like they could have told a better story with the vignettes. This is my whole take on that whole AJ and Seth thing. And Seth, Lene says, I'm not interested in Becky Lynch and Trish feud. Me either. I don't care for that at all either. I don't think I'm going to be watching that. I think that's the time I'll be making me something to eat, preparing my snacks for the rest of the pay-per-view. You always got that. There's always the beer match or the concession match, that match that nobody cares about. We can get up and go to the concession stand.
That's actually the whole card, if you think about it.
You said what?
It's actually the whole card, honestly, outside of the main event. That's actually, for me, that's the whole card. Because I really don't want to see Asuka and Bianca again.
And
I think they added 3 more matches, but outside of that, yeah. That's the whole card for me. Oh, yeah. Wait. No,
yeah, I don't.
What'd you say, Ant?
Like looking, like I was just checking on the double. I was just on the double or nothing card, and AEW is giving out free tickets at Burger Place. If you buy if you buy a meal place in Vegas, they give you free double or nothing.
Oh, so they're giving out tickets, so nobody buying them tickets?
They're trying to sell out.
Yeah, that's why they put Sue on the shows. Sabu, yeah, don't laugh, Sabu. I think you about to laugh. Sabu is being the special enforcer. I don't know what connection he has with Adam Cole and Jericho, but he's the special.
Yeah, when I saw Sabu come out, you know, and Taz was like, "Yeah, I know that guy very well." Like, I don't see the coalition with Adam Cole and Sabu, and I mean, and again, it's more so a situation where Tony Khan's bringing all his favorites, or you know, what I'm saying, like fan booking. I feel like, you know, I don't know if Kyle O'Reilly's still hurt, but he would make more sense to be an enforcer or to have Adam Cole's back, you know what I'm saying, because of the history. But I don't think Sabu or Sabu or Adam has any kind of history together.
Sabu. So why is Sabu a special enforcer?
Or even somebody that Jericho doesn't like.
No reason.
Yeah.
He never had no conflict with Sabu in ECW.
Wow.
It's just doesn't make no sense. It's Tony Khan booking, man. Tony Khan booking, and everybody's like, oh, how can he bring Sabu on there after what Sabu about certain wrestlers on AEW and stuff like that?
Wow.
You know?
Ridiculous.
Because, you know, I think Sabu and still got beef. But
Sabu and who?
Man. Sabu.
Sabu and Taz? Oh, he talking about from ECW
Sabu
days?
said something about Sabu. Yeah.
Oh.
Sabu something about Taz recently. I didn't go peep it yet, but everybody was talking about it. How we can't believe how Sabu is. And then he's getting Tony Khan's getting a lot of heat for bringing Sabu on. A lot of I heard like a lot of wrestlers named Jack in it.
Hey, and your mic is crazy. It's breaking up like really bad. Yeah. Lene says, but Sabu. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I'm just going in between. All right, real quick. Lene says, LA Knight's supposed to be having a match. I heard. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and him potentially having a match. But yeah, Sabu. I'm gonna get back to that, Lene. But Sabu's match. Sabu and Taz, they rehashing OB. I don't see my thing about AEW, man. I don't know, man. I can't get with this, man. AEW need to do something for me, man. The only thing, AEW, they need to do something more, man. They got to keep building on their superstars. They got to build on their pay-per-views. As a matter of fact, I got a question real quick before I get back to Lene's statement. And what is AEW's WrestleMania? Like, what is Double or Nothing their WrestleMania?
Yeah, Double or Nothing, I think it's either Double or Nothing or Full Gear.
Because that's where all titles get defended,
to be
right?
honest, I don't even know, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna just go with Double or Nothing because every year Double or Nothing that's when they have their biggest matches. If you ask me. But I don't know. I think every pay-per-view they I don't know. I think they overdo themselves every pay-per-view. Like every pay-per-view they give you a main event that's capable of being their WrestleMania main event.
What was TNA's What was TNA's WrestleMania? Was it Bound for Glory?
Bound for Glory. Yeah.
Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's Double or Nothing because they do every other month pay-per-views. After Double or Nothing, we got Forbidden Door in June. Right? No, July. Something like that. Yeah, July or August, something like that. And then after that, of course, Grand Slam 3. So yeah, I don't know.
And Nate says, LA Knight is supposed to be having a match. I heard. So I think we talked about this earlier, Lene. I think he's I think it's gonna be like a squash match. I don't think it's gonna be nothing serious. I just think he's gonna get in there. He's gonna fight probably like the Miz or something, and then just like beat him. Rick Boogs, right? Rick Boogs again. It's like why Rick Boogs and Mad Cat Moss.
They just building double. They building LA Knight to win that briefcase though.
Yeah, they are because they even gave him some mic time after his match against Rick Boogs.
Yeah, they building him to win that briefcase. It's gonna be. He's probably gonna have the greatest cash in ever.
Yeah, they definitely got to do something with their tag division. They got to do something with it. They have to start doing something more with them now.
They need to start bringing in these indie teams, man. They should have never let AEW get their hands on OC Open, man. I'm telling you.
OC Open?
Yeah, OC Open just signed with AEW, and now everybody's saying Will Ospreay gonna walk right into their arms now.
Wow. So OC Open was a indie tag team that was in New Japan. They wrestled in New Japan.
Yeah, they was in They were wrestled everywhere. They just had to relinquish their titles because one of them got hurt. They had the New Japan Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles and the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. No, Strong Style Tag Team titles.
The Strong
So
Style
they just
title
relinquished due to injury. Now they signed to AEW, and everybody is like speculating now because it's months before Forbidden Door and Will Ospreay and this, because they've given us at Forbidden Door, they're giving us they already said it, they're giving us Kenny and Ospreay too. So
okay, so All or Nothing, who's supposed to be the big match?
Well, All or Nothing, if the rumors is true, which it looks like it, because Collision is in Chicago, so All or Nothing, it really looks like it's gonna be CM Punk and FTR against the Elite
as the main event.
Yeah, as the main event.
But I thought Collision is supposed to be a Saturday show.
No, Collision is going to be no. You said for for the London show. I'm talking about for the London show. It's supposed to be a main event.
Oh, okay. But Collision is Collision a pay-per-view or a Saturday of
every Saturday. And everybody's giving them heat for that because like even Jim Cornette was like, "Yo, who wrestling on Saturdays does not work."
So they're going to have wrestling on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturday.
Yes.
It worked for WCW main event.
It's WCW all over again, bro.
It is.
But the way they supposed to be working it out, right? Collision is supposed to be based off CM Punk, right? So they could keep them separated. So basically, CM Punk will work Collision, Elite will work Wednesdays. When the Elite is on Saturdays, CM Punk will be on Wednesdays.
So they're keeping CM Punk on the roster, so they don't get sued, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I know supposedly, I don't know, I'm reading all this on the dirt sheets. They're going to keep them separate. His first feud for when he comes back is him and Jericho squash their little whatever they have. So that's supposed to be his first feud with Jericho. But supposedly they're supposed to keep them away from the Elite. So if the Elite is on Dynamite, you won't see CM Punk until Saturday. If you see the Elite on Saturdays, you'll see Punk on Wednesdays.
So how do you even feel about the whole CM Punk hype?
I'm with it. I want him to come back. They need him to come back.
I mean,
I just want to see FTR and him win the 6-man titles. That's it.
I don't know.
He doesn't need a heavyweight title run no more. Them heavyweight title days runs is over. The man was 7 years off, came back and still looked like trash. He's been home for what now? Almost a year?
Yeah.
And he's going to come back a little more rusty. So don't give that man no more world title runs, man. Just give that man either a tag title run with somebody or like FTR. Those are his boys. If they're going to feud with them in the Elite want to do it. Supposedly one of the members don't. If they're not saying names, but I'm assuming it's Kenny because he's about a bag. So, yeah. I mean, for London, they're gonna have to do that for London for that main event. They're gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be FCR and Punk against the Elite for London. It's gonna have to be that. It's gonna have to be that.
Yeah, I think CM Punk's. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like CM Punk's days as a performer. I feel like he's gonna have his matches. I feel like he may, him coming back, he may have some good matches. I feel like he's gonna try his best to put on some good matches and try his best to perform because that's just CM Punk. I feel like that's just who he is. He's going to try to give you his best. I feel like whatever could have happened or whatever could have been of him being getting that second wind, I feel like that's all deflated. I feel like that's all gone. It could, again, it could be a turn of the tides with CM Punk. He may just, live out the rest of his wrestling days, just wrestling, putting over younger performers, being a big name on a marquee, giving you good matches. But as far as being back in that top spot as being that guy, that's not for him anymore. That was something that he had. I feel like he had it more when he came back versus when he was in WWE. Because in WWE, he was the he was the recognized but unofficial top guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the top guy. He was better than Cena, 100%. He was better than everybody on the roster. He was that guy to watch. He was the reason why we were watching it at that period because, he brought that fire. But it was just like, once he left, it was like you knew something shifted. It was like, why did you leave? And then when he came back, it was like, all right, now you gotta, cement what you established. Don't get me wrong, he's a legend. He'll always be a legend. He'll always be a great. But as far as mention him in the same breath as the elites, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he's up there, but he's not the top. Like I like when I say Bruno Sammartino, when I say Hogan, when I say Austin, you know what I'm saying? When I even say Triple H, when I say The Rock, when I say like the elites, you know what I'm saying? Like these guys like move the business. I feel like he's up there. I feel like he definitely should be mentioned up there for what he did. But it's just like, yo, what you could have done at AEW as a top guy would have been like the proof in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? Would have been the proof, like, yo, you were the guy to bet on. And don't get me wrong, like, he brought people back and people were watching, and that's the highest, and when he came back was like the highest rated show that AEW's had. They were selling extra tickets because he was there. They had a boost and an increase in sales, of course, and in merchandise, absolutely. But was it compared to what Hogan did? Was it compared to what Austin did? Cena did? It's like, you know what I mean? So, or what could have came, but Lene says, when is Keys coming back? I don't know. Keys in the group, but Keys is usually busy. He got kids. He got kids, man. He got kids. So, yeah, he's usually taking care of his little ones and stuff. So, whenever he has the time, he'll be back. But yeah, you guys got anything else? Because we about to close out. It's almost that hour mark. It's a Friday night.
I do have some news.
It's a Memorial Day weekend.
So
and I don't want to hold you too long.
I got you. So I was just reading. Randy, it's official. Randy is coming back. They say he's not gonna be back by the summer.
In the ring?
Yes, he's coming back as an in-ring competitor. He just had the back surgery. He didn't have a heart condition. So he will be back towards the end of the year. He confirmed, and as well as WWE is planning on his return date. They haven't revealed it yet. But they said that he is going to be back at some point this year after SummerSlam.
That's good news. That's great news. Because because Randy was on fire before he left. Randy was in one of the best places in his career that I haven't seen him in a long time. And it was like, yo, this is the Randy Orton that Randy Orton's been waiting for, and the Randy Orton that we've been waiting for. Like, this was like, because Randy was having fun, Randy was loose, he was like, he was loose, he was a lot more relaxed, and he was around, he was with Riddle, he was with a friend. And usually when you're in a business and you're with a friend or you got somebody you can kind of bounce your personality off of, that gets you, it makes you a little bit more comfortable in front of people. So, he had that, with Flair and Batista and Triple H but even though whatchamacallit, Riddle's younger, it kind of let Randy take that bigger brother role and kind of let Randy kind of see himself a little bit more than because sometimes when you kind of take like a bigger role, a leadership role, it kind of helps you see that. But because I heard the rumor was they didn't want him to step in the ring again. But I didn't even know he was going in for surgery. Lene says, are you ready for Roman Reigns' title run to be over? Yes, I am. I am ready for Roman Reigns. Honestly, I feel like he should lose a belt at SummerSlam. Let it go. I don't want to see Roman Reigns at another WrestleMania. I don't want to see Roman Reigns I want Roman Reigns' title in at SummerSlam. I want it to be done. I'm done. Like, not to the point where I'm like, like, oh God. I'm just like to the point where I'm like, all right, you guys need to start wrapping up this bloodline storyline before it gets too stale, until to the point where it's like you're gonna run it over to the ground where it's like we don't want anything else out of it. Because it's like if you keep running it, if they keep running with it, it's almost gonna be like they're gonna miss the opportunity to end it at a good place. And it'll just be a storyline that went too long.
I feel like it'll be one of those situations where it'll revert back to when Vince was stuffing Roman down our throats, and we were forced to. I feel like it could potentially turn to one of those situations.
Right. No, 100%. I agree with you 100%. Like Evolution. Evolution, in my opinion, had one of the greatest storylines as a group, because when they started out, people was like, Triple H got handed the belt and people got mad. It was like, some fans kind of huffed and puffed about it, but Triple H was the hottest thing on the roster, period, point blank. He was the biggest ticket holder, and his ratings were, and Triple H, as being a World Heavyweight Champion, produced high ratings for Raw, like 4.0, like average. And sometimes higher. Like some nights he got 6, you know what I'm saying? But he produced great ratings. And at the time as a fan, I kind of was a little frustrated too, because I was just like, man, but then at the same time, I was just like, well, he is Triple H. Like, he's the best thing they got. And not just saying he was not just saying like, oh, he's the best thing they got. Like, that's it. It was just like, no, like he is, if anybody else, I mean, not to say if anybody else, but he's a person I would still choose. But I was still, I felt like that should have been like, at the time I felt like, oh, Triple H should have been used to put over other superstars, but he did though. He put over Batista, he put over Randy. You know what I'm saying? And the way the group slowly, one thing about that storyline is the way the group slowly broke apart was done so well. Randy went out on his own, winning a World Heavyweight Championship on his own. Triple H turned on him. It showed Triple H as the top heel. It was great storytelling. Turning on his protege out of jealousy, out of envy, out of entitlement, and then him back stabbing his own protege in the back to get what he wanted. Then Batista looking at it like, are you gonna do the same to me? And then Batista making that decision like, you know what, I'm gonna do it to you before you do it to me. And then Batista, his other protege, taking up the opportunity to take the belt off of him. You know what I'm saying? And then after those two guys left, they broke out to their own individual superstardom, which was amazing. And then, you know, he had his whole feud with Flair. And after his feud with Flair, that was officially the end of Evolution. Like that was the end, but it was told well. And they didn't. And the great thing about that storyline was after Triple H lost the belt to Batista and they had their feud, which was a great feud, the storyline still went on between Flair and Triple H. Even though Evolution, the group had broken up, Flair was still part of Evolution. And you didn't need the title on Triple H to still tell the story. And I feel like that's what they need to do with Roman. Like, take the belt off of him, give it to somebody else. And as the bloodline is slowly going into their descent of breaking up and parting ways, they don't need the title on Roman to still tell the story of the ending of the bloodline. So,
yo, speaking of Hunter, right? How do y'all feel, right? You see how everybody wants to know why Brock is attacking Cody, right? I was thinking about that earlier. I posted it in the group chat. Yeah. I think Triple H is about to be on TV again more. I think Triple H sent Brock after Cody.
Well, I feel like this whole storyline concerning Cody Brock is just, yeah, I mean, I feel like Triple H did set it up creatively because we're watching Cody earn his way back into that picture. So it's undeniable. It's undeniable. It's like it's almost like with Seth Rollins, like with Seth Rollins being over, it's like, yo, when is he going to get a title? He's so over now. When is he going to get a title? It's a perfect time. We're in a perfect climate creatively. And now his opportunity has come to get the title, because even though he's lost matches and he's won matches and he lost a lot of matches, even to people to the likes of Cody, he still kept that heat. And that's what they're trying to do with Cody. They're trying to make Cody. They're trying to solidify Cody. And they're doing it with Brock. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, you know, let him get his victory over Seth. Let him get his victories. But then he goes to the big dance and he loses the title. Let's see how the fans react to that. Do they stay with him or do they leave? But the fans are still sticking by him. Now he goes, he fights Brock. All right, let him win this big match. He wins this big match because we want to still make him look strong. He wins this match. He outsmarts Brock. He wins. Now he's going to have this match against Brock. He may lose the match, but what they're trying to build with Cody is the same thing they're trying to build with Seth. Like, they're going to win matches, but they're also going to lose matches, and they want us to be comfortable with that, but still be able to still root for him. And I think that's what they're trying to do with Cody. And I think it's to build him to be a world heavyweight champion. And I just feel like that's where they're going with that. I feel like that's why Triple H put Brock on Cody, for that matter, because it's really just to build him. Because not many people, there's a handful of people that really beat Brock fair. Triple H, Cody, John Cena, Goldberg, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Kurt Angle. Who else? That's Eddie Guerrero. Well, I mean, fair. No, that's it. That beat, like, that legitimately pinned Brock without any interruption, without anybody coming in the ring and interfering.
Taker, don't forget Taker.
Taker. Oh, Taker. I mean, but yeah, Taker. I mean, it was a low blow, but I mean, a low blow is like, man, it's a low blow. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, it's a hit to the body. You should have been protecting.
And Hunter, don't forget Hunter. You said Hunter, right?
Yeah, I said Hunter. Yeah, triple. Yeah, so like, not a lot of
Seth
people.
Too.
Yeah, Seth. So not a lot of people, like, you know, beat Brock. So for Cody to beat Brock, and then you have the likes of Bobby Lashley, who beat Brock Lesnar, but the way he beat Brock Lesnar was like, really? You know what I'm saying? It was just like, come on.
It don't matter for the black community. That was a victory for all of us.
I mean, him winning the belt for me felt like more of a victory for all of us. Yeah, he's like literally, he's like like you got Kofi, who was like, you get no blacker than Kofi when it comes to like an African American winning that title. But then it was just like for a black person winning the title, because Cody's African, he's from Ghana. But then you had Bobby Lashley was the first African American champion. I guess the Rock is African American, but I don't know if Rock identifies as African American.
The Rock is not black, man. I'm tired of people saying The Rock is black. The Rock is not black, bro.
His dad he's black. His father's black. You are what your father are.
I don't mean nothing.
It does. You are what your father is genetically.
Nah.
Yes. It's science.
He ain't black.
It's science.
That man is Samoan, bro.
It's science.
I don't know what he is, but I don't even know if he's related to any of them.
It's science, and you can't deny science.
What science proves? Just because that's his father, he's black?
He said what?
Just because that's his daddy, that makes him black?
Yeah, you are what your okay. Well, two things. If you want to get deep with it, two things.
Rocky Johnson.
According to science, because your genes, the genes of who you are is passed to your father. You have mitochondrial DNA that comes from the woman, but then the genes of who you are gets passed from your father to the woman. It's in the seed, it's the sperm. The egg inside the woman does not come alive until that seed. The life of the baby is in the sperm. It's not in the egg. It's when sperm hits the egg, that's when the baby is formed, because the baby is actually in the sperm, not the egg is, it's part of the whole. But I mean, you need both nonetheless. You can't have one without the other nonetheless. Not saying one is higher than the other, but you can't have one without the other. But the genes are passed on from the father to the child. And then the other thing is so it's just like the genes pass over, and then so like genetically, like genetics do genetics or do like tracing.
Yeah, I understand all that, but in WWE they don't consider him as one of the first black African American champions.
They do. As a matter
they don't
of fact,
mention him in Black History Month, bro.
Yes, they do. What are you talking about?
They don't mention The Rock on Black History Moments, bro.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. They don't bring up his debut at Survivor Series. They don't bring up the first time when he beat Mankind for the title. They don't bring up none of that. All they talk about is Ron Simmons, Booker T, and Tony Atlas, Rocky Johnson, Coco Beware, Junkyard Dog.
They mention, I'm gonna look this up, but I promise you, they do.
There's never been a moment in Black history in WWE they be like, let's take time out to remember Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, born son of Rocky. They don't do that for Black History Month.
Yes, they do. Right here. Dwayne The Rock Johnson honors his father, Rocky Johnson, as part of Black History Month.
Yeah, but did WWE sponsor that? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard it said he honored his father.
Right, his father. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I'm pulling it up right now. All right, so you got Kofi Kingston, Martin Luther King, Barack Obama, Rosa Parks.
Barack Obama?
Yeah, Barack Obama.
Oh.
Biggie Langston, MVP.
Look, no Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Wait, hold on a second. He said Scott Steiner's more black than she said. He might be. Hold on a second. Wait. Hold on a second, Ant. Hold on a second. You might be right. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Because they built a playlist, but in the playlist, you don't really see. Oh, yeah. Big E was one, too. Nah, The Rock.
Where you see that?
Hold on a second. I'm about to pull up on YouTube right now.
gonna agree with. They gonna agree with me. Oh shit! Landon, lock the door.
You know what? You're right.
I know I'm right. They don't even. That man ain't black.
They don't say nothing. I don't see anything with The Rock. His father, but they don't mention him.
Yeah, not going to Samoan history. His face is all over that.
Hold on a second. Let me see.
They don't mention that.
Nah, they don't mention The Rock. I don't see anything with The Rock. Nah, because no, I promise you, there was some Black History vignettes I've seen where they honored The Rock as an African American.
I never
as
seen it.
African American and Samoan. They said both. They mentioned both. I've
never seen it. Every time they mention him, all they mention is Samoan heritage and the son of Rocky Johnson.
All right. No. I mean, but yeah, I mean, now I've seen it, but I've definitely seen it though. I've definitely seen it. But oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. Yeah, when The Rock won the World Heavyweight, when The Rock beat Triple H at Backlash, he was on Hot 97, and he came up there for Black History Month. It wasn't Black History Month because this was like after Summer's. This is after Summer's WrestleMania, and he was up there, and they asked him. They was like, how do you feel about being the first African American champion? And he was like, it's a great honor. He was like, it's a great honor. He said, I definitely think it's a great honor to represent for my African American heritage and culture. He said, but I also feel like I also am a representative of the Samoan culture because we've never had a Samoan champion. And he said, I'm also half Samoan. He said, so I like to be a representative of both sides. That's what he said. So I was like, all right, I could dig it. Lene says Drew beat Brock. Oh, Drew did beat Brock. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? You're right, Lene. He did beat Brock. I forgot about that. About all the people who beat Brock legitimately. Swerve Show says, are you giving away free AEW tickets if I buy food from you? Nah. No AEW tickets. Ant may give you some AEW tickets. But
you gotta go down to the Whataburger on Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah, everybody give you some what you would call it, some AEW tickets. I ain't got no tickets for you, bro. But thank you for joining us, Swerve.
I'll give you a free link to watch it, and that's about it.
Yeah, he gonna drop a link on you. But guys, we want to wrap up. I think Jay sleep. Jay went to sleep. He right there. He eating chicken. He probably eating chicken. You eating chicken?
No.
What are you eating?
Peanut butter toast.
Eating peanut butter toast. All right. We thank you guys for joining for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. You guys can join us as we go live. We're gonna try to go live tomorrow after the pay-per-view. I think Jay's gonna be at work. We're gonna try to go live tomorrow night to talk about the pay-per-view and how it went down. And you guys can join us. You guys are catching the show on repeat. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up. Comment. Subscribe to the page so that way you can get the notifications every time we go live. Also, join a group on Facebook so that way you can get the notifications every time we go live. Signing off, I'm your host, Saheem the Dream.
It's your boy, the protege, J Mac Main.
Man, you already know who I am, man. It's the big bad
Booty Daddy. We'll see you guys later. Peace.